Good morning, afternoon, and evening, wherever you are, and welcome to a Nerd Tube trailer reaction of Strange New World Season 2. I am here in my Section 31 outfit, and I am joined by Zam, or aka Cheeto, number two.
Oh, damn it. Let me quickly sort that out. But yeah, I forgot to change my name.
That's okay. So Paramount decided to drop a trailer today for Strange New World Season 2. This is, I believe, the first. It says it's the second season teaser trailer, which I thought we already had a teaser trailer. So I thought this was a full trailer. It's about almost 2 minutes long, so I would say it's a trailer.
I
Um,
mean, it's not letting you know the over. Yeah, even though season one was more episodic, which is what people wanted from their Star Trek, and they are trying to get that formula right now, where they're trying to make things episodic with an overarching narrative. Um, I think this teaser trailer is not giving you the overarching narrative, but the overarching narrative for me is basically Pike just accepting his destiny.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
So unfortunately with CBS and Paramount, they are notorious for blocking our and copywriting our stuff.
Yeah.
It's not even demonetizing. It is they completely block it. So
Yeah.
we've already watched the trailer. We're gonna kind of page through it and just talk about some of the images we see. And so yeah, you ready to get into it, Zam? Or you got anything else to say
Before
before
you
we jump
do,
in?
like CBS and Paramount, all you fucking dickheads out there, we're promoting your shit.
Mhm.
Stop blocking us. We're
Right?
doing you a favor for free.
And
For
this is
fuck's
the
sake.
and we love it. Like this, it's not like we're
Yeah.
going through here and making fun of it. Like we love this stuff. So, all right, Sleepy Zam, you ready?
Let's do this, sir.
All right. So we start off with a quick clip shot of our three main characters, which is Una, which is obviously number one, Pike, and Spock. Obviously, we left at the end of season one with Una being taken away by Starfleet security because she was found out to be genetically enhanced because she was I don't remember the race, but I know that they're
Yeah,
illegal
I
because
remember.
they're
I just realized something, by the way. Is Una a play on one, which is why she's number one?
I guess that I mean it's Uno is one, but unless
Yeah.
Una is like a number one, another, I don't know. Maybe who knows? I think they just needed to give her a name, and yeah, they're just like
Hmm.
creatively bankrupt at that time. Okay, so we
Hmm.
get this nice little shot here. Um, we get another nice shot here with the Enterprise, and behind it a nice little whatever this ship is. I cannot tell what this ship is. You know me,
I
I'm
can't tell either, but that planet looks flat as fuck. So those flat earthers out there will be really happy with
It
that.
and it literally looks like a stack of pancakes. I think
Yeah.
it looks like Jupiter actually if you look at it cuz Jupiter has
Yeah.
like the really dark south pole. So it's probably it might be space dock. Not big space dock. Like one of those smaller space like the Jupiter station or something like that. So maybe they're like going because if that's the south pole of Jupiter, then they're probably heading away from Jupiter or from the station going. I want to say down, but it's space, so there's no up and down and left and right. But you know what I mean.
I
It
know what
is.
you mean.
It's going south. How about that? So yeah, so that's kind of interesting. So we get a little bit of an opening with, and if I do play a little bit here, I'm going to keep the sound up. But we get a little bit of an opening with, the
The
Enterprise.
solar system.
Yeah, and it looks like the solar system maybe. I don't know exactly which. Oh, that's
Damn. There's a well, I
that.
mean, maybe not our solar system because that
Yeah.
just makes no sense.
Well, in that case, yeah, because it looks like this planet has three moons on it. So, but I mean, it's okay. Similar planet.
Yeah.
Okay. So we get a shot on the bridge. We get a shot of Noonien. What's her name?
We have three women on our screen. That's going to be a massive turn off for those fandom menace
And they're
guys and
happy
girls.
and laughing. So they, of course,
Yeah.
must be strong, independent women. So
And they're
Andrew,
probably laughing at a man as well, so that's gonna piss off the fandom menace guys as
yeah,
well. Like
Andrew Tate is
how
just
dare
not
they?
going to be happy with that because he
Andrew,
probably thinks we're all
yeah,
wimps for liking Star
he
Trek.
hates actually. Yeah, he had a real problem with happiness. I think he mentioned that like he hates smiling, laughing children. he has an issue with that. But anyway, enough of that wanker.
Yeah.
Who's
So
that?
this is the new engineer, and I don't have a name for her pulled up. I'm sorry, but she's the new chief engineer who replaced Hemmer
So,
from the first season,
so
the
so she'll
albino
be dead.
Andorian.
She'll be dead by the end of this season.
Yep,
Okay. And the engineer's going to be like it's going to be like a poison chalice on the Enterprise, isn't it?
pretty much. Either that or she'll get you. I mean, eventually we're supposed to get Scotty in the Twilight years, but we still, I think we might have a couple years before we get Scotty.
Well, we heard Scotty, didn't we? We heard like a Scottish accent on
That
on the
was
other.
No,
That was
that was on the Enterprise, but that was in the balance. Remember the parallel universe balance of terror, where Pike was there instead of Kirk. Well, Pike was on
Oh
the
yeah,
Enterprise,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
so
yeah, yeah, yeah.
technically Scotty was there, but that was in that timeline. So I know we're eventually going to get Scotty, but yeah, for right now, she's going to be the chief engineer. I mean, it's like in TNG, the first and second season, it was like you never knew who the actual chief engineer was, or it always changed until Geordi took over sometime in season two. I think it was later season two. Anyway, so we have Dr. Umbega and Ortega's. I think having dinner. I maybe. Did that, or are they just kind of maybe just enjoying each other's company? But
Yeah, I think so too. I think people shouldn't make anything out of this. Yeah, they are people who work together.
okay.
There's Johnny Bravo.
Yeah, Johnny Bravo. Dude, that hair, I swear.
That hair, like the way he just kept getting higher and higher in each episode.
I think they're probably trying to tame it down this season so that the focal point of each episode is not Captain Pike's hair. But it's just funny those memes. Oh my god. So anyway, I think this is where Pike asks Ortega to do some fancy flying, and of course you know Ortega, she's got that strong independent woman vibe. She's like, yeah. See, a lot of people were annoyed with Ortega in the first season. I was not. I did not mind her that much. I think there was one episode where she kind of got under my skin, but other than that, I really didn't mind her
No,
character.
she pissed me off. I can't remember why, but she did. Um, I I think we need an Ortega centric episode. I don't think we got one last season.
Not
I think,
really, no.
and I think the only episode I kind of liked was the one where the ship became some sort of medieval thing, like sort of stage play,
Yeah.
and she was like running around with a sword, and I didn't mind it then, But other than that, she grates me, Yeah,
So
there's always like like one of my problems with Star Trek is that every show has like an amazing pilot. Like, please just stop it with the amazing pilot, the amazing engineer, the amazing doctor, and just stop all this shit. Just like
well, and that's
you
kind of
know,
what when Seth MacFarlane went to Paramount before Orville, that's what he wanted. He wanted a ship of underwhelming crew members. That was the inception of Orville. It was going to be like a Star Trek Orville, but they refused it because he wanted it to be like just a ship of like like he wanted it to be more lighthearted and
yeah, but even
more.
Orville ended up being really good. Like the guy with the beard, I forgot why am I forgetting their names now, but he ended up being a great pilot. Bortus ended up being like some sort of great security guy.
Well, I think Orville has
Yeah,
evolved into but I think that was the
yeah.
original pitch for Orville was kind of like Lower Decks. It's kind of like the ship that's just kind of underwhelming, but there's comedy and there's character, and they're not like the flagship of Starfleet. You know what I mean? Like so.
Yeah, but even
Um,
the engineer, they got that guy who ended up being a really great engineer,
yeah,
and all of that. So yeah,
it's been too
yeah,
long since we've seen it. I can't remember their names. I'm so bad.
yeah. I
I'm
can't
so bad.
remember their names at all. Yeah,
Okay, so we go into this. This is where they start firing the phasers, and Ortega's kind of doing her fun stuff. Ortega's kind of being like, "Yay!" And this is my favorite shot of this trailer right here. Spock just being like, "What the hell is she doing?"
well, you don't know necessarily. Like it could all be edited in a way that it looks like that.
I know, but still, I
Yeah.
just I love it the way they did it. That's like my favorite look on Spock. And here we go. Hold on.
Oh, I
There it is.
remember why I hated her because she kept questioning, and it was a stupid humor all the fucking time. That's it really. That's why I hated her. Like she was always questioning the captain, and she was always coming up with stupid comments, humorous comments in situations that didn't require humor. And it wasn't really her fault. It was just the writers making her talk like that. It's just really
Yeah.
fucking stupid. But it made me
Um,
hate her regardless.
so the hit right here is where we cross the streams and they blow up an asteroid, which I thought was a really cool maneuver. Like where they just kind of they flip the ship and the phasers just kind of go around with it and kind of um drill through the
Yeah, and
thing.
they make this ship do fucking loop the loops or spinnies and
Yep.
fuck's sake.
I'm trying
Yeah.
to find it. Where did it go? And then there's the Enterprise going through the asteroid. You can kind of see it there. Another scene of uh, uh, Singh. I can never remember her first name. Noonien Singh, Pike, and Spock on a desert world. We have, I think, Mbega and Nurse
Yeah,
Chapel.
and Nurse Chapel looks fucked, so he looks like he's saving her.
Yep.
I mean, it looks romantic, but he looks like he's actually saving her.
So here's
Yeah.
an interesting shot. This is absolute, and I don't think this is the Enterprise, by the way, unless it's some alternate timeline. But you can see these ships in the background here, and this is a saucer section and the neck of a Constitution class vessel. So I don't know if this is like some time
You can
travel.
tell that.
Yeah,
You can
look,
tell. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, you're right.
yeah, the saucer section and then the neck right here. I mean, and then you can kind of see the bridge right behind them.
It's
Uh,
one of the few things. It's time travel, alternative dimensions, or a vision.
yeah, something like that's. I mean, yeah, you can definitely tell that that's a. Anyway, so yeah, um, and it looks like it's going into the atmosphere because you can kind of see the atmospheric flares coming off the end of it. So as I said, I don't think it's the Enterprise unless it's one of those three things that we just said. But yeah, so we'll see how that goes. And then we have the guy that we met last season, who I think does not look at all like. And I mean, as I said, he doesn't have to look like William Shatner, but he just looks old. Like, does this guy look older to you? Like a little too old to you, or because I don't know how old is Kirk supposed to be at this point in the timeline? I
I
mean, he's
don't know. I don't know, but like people, finding somebody who looks like somebody is not that straightforward. So
I'm not. I don't need him to look
I
like.
give it a pass.
I don't know. I don't need him to look like William Shatner. I just think he looks older, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. So anyway, so Kirk now comes on to what I'm assuming is the Enterprise. He just got old man vibes. You know what I mean? Like,
He's a bit old now himself, but he's 42. But I would have given it to Taylor Kitsch, the guy who played Gambit in X-Men First Class. No, in Wolverine.
I mean, I could see that. Yeah, I haven't seen him recently, but back then, yeah, I could.
Funny enough, he was in that. Remember, I was telling you I was watching a show called The Terminal List with Chris Pratt. Um, yeah, he was in that, and I thought to myself, he could play good Captain Kirk.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So Una and Noonien having a what is her name? Do you remember her name? I do not remember her first name.
no, she's just saying, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. So her, Una, and Singh, who do have a friendship, by the way, from established in last season, um, having a moment talking about something about I don't know. There's like probably horny drugs or something like that in the air or something like that because like Una was talking about her and she's like, oh, there's just an energy about you and like she's like I'm sweating and I thought she was talking about Kirk, but then upon second viewing, I realized she's talking to her and I'm like. Okay, like I didn't know if this is like one of those like Naked Time or Naked Now episodes
Well,
where
I think she's got these enhanced abilities, hasn't she?
yeah,
She can. Well, this is interesting. It's like Easter Island, but for aliens.
yeah, June 15th, that's when we're getting it, baby. Okay, here comes the part that's gonna wreck the fandom. So we have Spock on a planet with
Yeah,
no, the
yeah.
Klingons. Now here
With ridges.
with ridges. Now this is going to wreck the fandom because Klingons at this point are not supposed to have ridges. If Star Trek Enterprise and TOS are canon, they're supposed to have ridges, or they're not supposed to have ridges from
But
Enterprise season
remember,
4 up through TOS.
this is only a few years after Discovery, where we had Klingons who looked nothing like this, by the way.
I know, I know.
And and they're obviously giving the Klingons their more authentic look.
I don't
But
mind this. I am not a TOS guy. So the fact that they're kind of retconning the Klingons from the TOS era, I'm okay with. I'm going to come out right now and
man,
say it.
they're
I am
retconning
okay.
they're retconning the Klingons from fucking Discovery, which is this show people forget is a spin-off from.
Yeah, I know.
Um and yeah, and the Klingons were all bald back then, and they look nothing like the way this guy looks.
They weren't bald.
Um, in
Are
the
you talking
first
about in
season
Discovery
one,
or? Oh, I
yeah,
thought you're talking
Discovery
about
season one, yeah,
In
and
TOS. No, yeah,
and then season two they grew their hair back. But my God, like I mean, they're going back for the authentic look here, but
which, as I said, I'm okay with. I'm okay with this. I want to be clear. I just know that the fandom is going to be divided about this. That's not how they looked in TOS.
well, it's just that like like people ask questions now because they were trying to answer those questions in Enterprise, and obviously the Trials and Tribulations or
Of DS9,
DS9,
yep.
which is one in my opinion one of the greatest episodes of Star Trek of all time. Simply for what it did back then, and people forget that the era that episode came out. Um, it was just it tried to answer a lot of these questions people had. To make sense of it all. And now with Discovery and with this, like it's all over the fucking place now.
Yeah.
You don't
I
know what the
as I
fuck's
said,
going on.
I'm okay with this. I think it's great. I'm okay with the Klingons looking normal. Even if they kind of retcon it and they say, look, in Enterprise they did get flat-headed, and some Klingons lost the genetic traits faster than other Klingons. Like something like that. Like I'm okay with it. There's 100 years between now and or from Enterprise, that episode of Enterprise, to now.
Yeah, because the
So
Klingons basically were like the Moors of Star Trek, the way
yeah,
they looked and stuff, And so I'm glad they gave them distinctions and made them look more alien back in the motion picture.
yeah.
But nevertheless,
So anyway,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. So moving on, Nurse Chapel apparently has a new haircut. Not very fond of. Not going to ruin the character for me, but I'm just saying based on what I see. I'm not a shoulder length hair kind of guy. Sorry. And
I love
Uhura
Nurse
standing.
Chapel.
Oh, I love her too. Don't get me wrong. I think she's one of the I don't want to say, like, she's one of the sexiest Star Trek characters, and I mean that in a positive way, not in a looks way, in a vibe way. Like Jadzia Dax. Like Jadzia Dax, I always thought was a sexy character on Star Trek. Her confidence,
Yeah,
her abilities, everything like that. Like that's Nurse Chapel in this series for me. It's like she's very confident, she's very competent, and she's just
yeah.
good. You know what I mean? So like that's the sexy vibe I
She doesn't
need.
have to wear like
Oh
tight
no.
revealing outfits. Yeah, even though she's like looks great in what she's wearing. I know what
Yeah.
you mean. I
Yeah, like
totally know what you
Jadzia
mean.
Dax never wore a cat suit, but she was still. I was like, that is that is like one of the sexiest women on Star Trek. I mean, I'm sorry, like at 7 of 9 is a good character, but Dax just blows it out of the park with that one. Anyway,
No,
sorry.
no, like Jerry, I think Jerry Ryan is 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 almost as close to female perfection, but she would have looked great regardless of how she
Yeah, they should have put
dressed.
her in a Starfleet uniform. When
And yeah, exactly.
and the cat suits
Yeah,
are
but
just
they could,
appalling. I hated them. I
and
always.
same with Jolene, but Ballock as well. Like they had to, like it's ridiculous what they were making these women wear. I mean, they're
Mhm.
gorgeous. We get it.
Well, and
I
that's why I
mean, but you,
say they're a sexy
but
character. I'm not saying they look sexy. You know what I mean?
yeah,
It's basically saying like, you're a nice guy. His personality
I know,
makes him
but yeah,
different.
but as much as I love Star Trek, like the exploitation of women is something that's always bugged me.
Well, and
It's
I'm
always
glad that
bugged me. You know what I mean?
I'm kind of glad we've left that behind, because you have to admit, in New Trek, we've kind of left that behind. I feel. I mean, I know there's
Yeah.
some instances, but like that old like that kind of thought process with women in Star Trek is definitely gone away. Like they do not do that nowadays, and I think Trek is better for it. Anyway, so we have this interesting. This is probably the same scene because I see Uhura here, Ortega's, and then Chapel.
Oh wow,
Um,
it's a beautiful scene, by the way.
yeah,
I mean, like it's very picturesque this season. You know.
So here's my theory. I watched this a second time. So here's my theory. So right here, it looks like there are Klingons, and then back here, though, you see a Starfleet symbol. So I feel like,
It's got a very sort of like Far Eastern Mongolian sort of vibe about it, you know.
but and I think it's like a Vulcan place. I was going to get to that because remember the scene with Spock with the
Hmm.
Klingons. So I think the Klingons have taken over this Federation outpost or whatever it is, and so in the last one you can see I think it's Pike and Ortega, not Ortega, Pike and Singh. I can't find it. Hold on, let me just play this really quick. Not too much. There. Okay, so it's actually Singh and Pike. I think what happens is that the Klingons take over some kind of outpost or something, and so the Enterprise is either sent or is already there to resolve the situation. So, more stuff, explodey stuff. Uhura looks like she's crash landed, but it looks like she's on Earth. I don't know if you can look in the if you see whatever's there in the back. It's probably just an alien
It,
planet. It looks like
it
Sydney,
look
Australia.
it looks like the Sydney Opera House, but
Yep. Probably
I'm
not. It's
not sure.
probably
I
just
mean, we are, but if it is the future, would it look like that from that angle? And
yeah.
yeah, probably not either. I mean, the buildings behind it. I mean, I know this is future. So obviously Sydney could be a lot more developed, and it would be nice to see other parts of Earth
Other than
in
San
this time,
Francisco.
other than fucking San Francisco. You know, so yeah, that would be pretty cool.
So it looks like Mbega's tripping out. I don't know what he's doing. He's tripping out over something. Spock is playing his ukulele. I don't know. I don't know what it's called. It's probably got some special name. Um, hey, it's
Oh,
Sam
there's
Sam
Sam
Kirk.
Rockwell.
Sam Kirk. Church,
Sam
Ortega,
Rockwell,
Sam
yeah.
Rockwell. I can't tell who that is in the background. Probably just a back character. There's a oh god, that's a freaky looking photo right
Like she
there.
looks like she belongs in Hocus Pocus.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
right.
mean, yeah.
She's talking to Spock, but yeah, I believe she's the chief engineer. Yeah, she's the new chief
Spock's a
engineer.
good-looking guy, man. I don't blame her if she's flirting with him.
So Mbega and
About the fist bump.
Chapel, yeah, about the fist bump. It looks like using all that retro, nice little things. Chapel in an outfit or in a spacesuit, EV suit. Looks like they're
Oh, we got the
traveling on an
desert, and
ice.
now we got the snow.
Yep. There's our crazy shot. I think that's a warp effect. Where I don't know what they're. Oh, a Klingon D. So this is probably from the episode with the Klingons in it, apparently. So it's either
Did
Klingon
you think
D6 or
that?
D7.
I never brought this up before, but those ships are always funny to me. But it looks like the Klingon ship has a hat on its head.
Yeah, it does. It looks like it has a hat on its head. You're not wrong
Yeah.
there. There's the lower view of space dock, I think. Because that's kind of that same look. So yeah, there's the Enterprise
Mm.
just leaving
Upside down. Yeah,
Ortega.
yeah.
Yeah, leaving it upside down. Oh, and there's Spock in the big chair. And he has that line. He says, "Make the ship go forward now," or something like that. When he's supposed to
Well,
say
you
like
know, I was
danger.
thinking like coming up with your own unique line is not that straightforward. There's only so many things you can actually say, and there's only a hand, and it filters out even more when it comes to sounding cool.
Yeah, he says, "I would like the ship to go." Like that. That's his engage. Look
Yeah,
at this
hit it.
look. Like what?
Can you smell what the Spock is cooking?
Right? And then there's
Yeah,
Uhura. Like she's just like, "Oh God,
yeah.
Spock."
Please, Ahura, grow that afro, I beg you. And by the way, that lady, she's hardly been in it. The Asian lady on the left.
I think she was
Like,
in. I think she's a gender swapped character from the original series. I don't remember who it was. They talked about it before. Obviously not Sulu. I'm just saying like I think she's a gender
yeah,
swapped
obviously not
character.
Sulu. Yeah,
Well, no, I mean like, because that's Sulu's seat, right? No, Sulu was over. Yeah, that's Chekhov's seat, and this was Sulu's seat. So,
doesn't mean
um,
they can't swap later. But the point is, I mean, like if you're the noob, that's where you'd sit, and maybe that's where initially Sulu did sit initially before he
yeah,
upgraded
well,
and moved on to the
because
other side.
I believe that's operations right there, because Ortega's is at the con, which is opposite in Next Generation. But yeah, the con is or the con is right there, and then yeah, this is ops over here or tactical, one of the two. Um, and that's kind of it. That's it. Strange New Worlds coming your way, June 15th. We will be. This will be it after tomorrow. After we review Picard series finale, this will be the next Trek we get. As far as as far as we know, yep, 2 months. So buckle up, everyone. Trek won't be back for a little bit, so I'm going to be pausing my Paramount Plus subscription for 2 months.
Oh, there's a lot of good stuff to watch on Paramount. Look, I'm somebody who highly recommend Paramount Plus. I mean, it is the Taylor Sheridan network, and some of the shows I've been watching have been written by him. But my God, they're great. Now, this is something that pissed me off because he says at the end, you know, I'm from outer space, and I go, no, you're not.
You were
I
born
actually
in
wrote in the
Iowa.
comment. Yeah, you're born in Iowa. You only work in outer space. Don't you remember you fucking said that? Now, hopefully, he'll get that line from this moment, so he's then able to use that line in Star Trek 4. But somebody corrects him and goes, "No, you're not, Kirk. You're not from outer space. You're from Iowa." And then he thinks to himself, "Yeah, you're right about that." So this is obviously
A time travel
this is
episode.
a time travel. Yeah, because look at it. There's fucking coat hangers, a revolving door. There's that beeper thing that if you try to steal something, it notices that you're gonna steal it.
Well, and I
And
mean,
people
like this
outside look
lady
like they're
back here
dressed
is
in.
wearing normal clothes. Like, I mean,
Yeah, people outside look like they're dressed regularly.
so
And all of that, and you would have thought that he would have come across societies with revolving doors, there's mannequins there. Look at the lights on the ceilings. There's ventilation. Yeah, there is yeah, there's they're definitely time traveling, or they've come across a holodeck with a different civilization that can do this shit, and they're in that, or they're hallucinating. One of those fucking things. It's always one of those things. So
yep.
yeah.
All right. Well, Zam, do you have what are your final impressions before we wrap it up here on the trailer?
I mean, it looks absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, it really does. It's like you can see like this is nothing like Discovery. Like Discovery was never looked as good as this. This is looking far superior.
I'm glad they changed the uniforms. I don't know if you noticed or not, but they
I'm
actually
not
started
sure.
putting the black undershirts under their uniforms because last season all they had was just the t-shirts like they did in the original series. This season, if you look at them all, they all have
Fair enough.
like the black undershirts underneath. So you can kind of see it there. Whereas last season they didn't have that. They were all just wearing the t-shirts. So they're also a little bit more. I feel like they're also a little bit more form fitting, and they don't need to be form fitting. But I'm just saying like they look a little bit more uniform like rather than t-shirts. So
Okay.
it's a good merger between Discovery Season 2 TOS era uniforms and last season Strange New Worlds uniforms. So I do enjoy this look a lot better than last season's uniforms. Last season's uniforms bugged me. Anyway, that's my thoughts. Any others, Zam?
Yeah, just looking forward to this show as usual. It's going to be fun, and I did enjoy the first season, regardless of Ortega grinding my gears. I remember Mike and myself, we got really pissed off with her because she would say stupid jokes in inappropriate times. She was coming across as quite corny. I didn't like her whatsoever. So I'm hoping that whatever pissed me off about her will change, and I have a change of opinion on her. And once again, it's not her initially; it's the fact that she's been given those lines and she's got to say those lines. So it is the writer. Before anyone thinks I'm being unnecessarily cruel, I do get it, but yeah, other than that, I really am looking forward to this. Season one was phenomenal. It really was. It was great. Not perfect. Had some moments here and there which you could question. But what show is perfect? Not many, if any. So yeah, bring on season two and Electric Boogaloo. I can't wait.
All right. Well, with that all being said, everybody, thank you very much for joining us for this trailer breakdown. Um, I am also very excited for season 2 of Strange New Worlds. I thought season 1 was almost perfection. Um, but I think it's going to be great. If everybody please hit the like button on this video, leave a comment down below. What do you think of Strange New World season 2 so far? What are your thoughts on this trailer? Are you excited? Are you scared? Do you think that they can stick the landing again like they did in season 1? This is the first time we've ever had a Trek that actually stuck the landing in season 1. Like, let's be clear, it wasn't perfect, but it has stuck the landing better than any other Trek before it in season 1. So maybe Lower
I,
Decks is a contender, but
I would like rephrase that and say it took off better than any other season
okay,
when it
fine.
came to, because like every maybe apart from Lower Decks, I mean every live action show of Star Trek, TOS excluded in this as well, but TNG, DS9, even Voyager to a degree, um, and maybe Enterprise as well. Like you really don't know what sort of show you're getting until you the first season or two is out there, and then you can work on that. And this show, I think, because it was a spin-off already of Discovery, it helped it. These characters were already developed before the show came out.
Okay. Well, with that all
Yeah.
being said, everybody, thank you very much for joining us. I am Cheeto. That is Zam. We are Trekkies. And we love Star Trek, and we will catch you guys in the next one. Catch you later.
Bye.